If the U.S. Supreme Court votes to include trans and gay individuals under Title VII, the law will protect them from workplace discrimination. KUJH reporter Samantha Gilstrap says depending on how the court votes, this could be a huge step in LGBTQ plus rights.
KU queer rights group member Leo Niehoister-Cook says this is huge for the LGBTQ plus community. Leo says if the U.S. Supreme Court expands who is protected under Title VII, queer folk will no longer feel like second-class citizens.
Any discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation is a discrimination on the basis of sex.
Title VII protects employees from sex discrimination. The Supreme Court will review 3 cases and ultimately decide if the definition of sex includes gender identity and sexual orientation.
Lawyer David Brown says we need to look at the definition of sex.
I would say that gender identity and sexual orientation are clearly revolving around issues of sex, and therefore the Civil Rights Act of 1964 would govern, and Title VII clearly should be interpreted to expand rights so that employees who are members of the LGBTQ community cannot just be summarily dismissed because of their gender identity or sexual orientation.
Brown says when the government wrote the statute in 1964, it never meant to expand its definition to cover LGBT rights. The Supreme Court has moved into a more conservative direction. In past years, Justice Anthony Kennedy helped pass legislation protecting the rights of gay individuals. The addition of the new justices Brett Kavanaugh and Neil Gorsuch has changed the court's dynamic. In Lawrence, Samantha Gilstrap, KUJH News.
Many are afraid without Justice Anthony Kennedy, the U.S. Supreme Court will vote against the rights of the LGBTQ plus community. The 3 cases have yet to be decided by the court.